talking about. X now, yo.
Mic check, mic check. What's kicking, family? I'm glad you've clicked in so I can check in with you. Look, Sports Sunday, which was Mother's Day. What did you guys do? So I hope you all had a great Mother's Day, you know, catering to moms and everything like this. I did some stuff around the house. I'm getting ready to do some more stuff around the yard and whatnot. And speaking of that, what happened on Sports Sunday? You know, you really couldn't sit around unless, you know, you took your moms or whoever that was to a sporting event, or y'all sat around and did that. But on Sports Sunday, which was Mother's Day, I was out around the house, you know, doing some stuff in the yard and cleaning up all the leaves and things like that. And I had the radio on, so you know what I was listening to? I was listening to the games on the radio, and the game I was listening to was the Lakers. But besides, I can get to that. Look, this is what happened on Sports Sunday. Now you had Braves at the Phillies. That was at 12:30 p.m. That was at midday, and the Braves beat the Phillies, which puts the Mets up in lone first place. And then at 1 p.m. you had the Mets versus the Pirates. The Pirates was at the Mets, and the Mets whomped them 8-4. Had a crazy hit parade and stuff like that, and Reyes is back to dancing. And that's another story, because you've got Papelbon, you know, down there ripping his shirt off, Jabba doing the fist pump, and the guy doing the fist pump back to him. Look, so long as you guys can, you know, at least do that and then back it up with the performance on the field, like, hey, it's a new day and age. Speaking of that, it was Red Sox versus the Rays, 4-3, like how I mentioned him ripping off the shirt, because he put them down, 3 down in that last inning for the Red Sox to come away with that win. Now, they had the NBA playoffs, Lakers versus the Rockets at 3:30 p.m. That was the game I was listening to while I was out running around in the yard, besides the Met game. You know, that's why I like the radio. That's why I like sports, because you can get a game on the radio. You can't get a TV show too much on the radio, can you? But you can get a sporting event, which can be described very vividly by some of these sports commentators. Wish I was one. Could get there someday. So, Lakers, Rockets come out the box. They're rocking, they're rolling. Bingo, bango, boingo. There's a courtside reporter, and you've seen Phil Jackson on Sports, and they even say, yeah, it's they come out with a lot of emotion, and this is a 48-minute game, and let's see what happened. Yo, Phil, the crew didn't show up. I heard on the Sports Talk radio that Magic Johnson was so incensed, he called the whole team out, you know. And wow, Kobe only scored 15. Uh-oh. Are the Lakers starting to get a little scared of Houston without Yao Ming? And I thought that they were going to lose. It was a foregone conclusion once they lost Yao Ming to the broken foot. I thought that the Houston Rockets was done for, and there was no more going to be a competitive game. How wrong I was. Now, moving along on the Sports Sunday thing, let's see what happened here. Hurricanes at the Bruins. Ooh. The Hurricanes are up 3-1. If not, the Bruins would have went home. What do you mean wouldn't have went home? They were home. They wouldn't have far to go. Unlike their Boston counterparts, who won a big game down there in Florida on what is it? Big ticket, big check, baby, big something, big baby Davis, man, from LSU, just like the Shackmeister. And yes, they did, you know. Some of these guys who come through the leagues get mentored by those who are former alum, and you know, they did have a meeting, and they do know each other, and they have worked out together, and that's a nice thing. But speaking of the Boston connection, the Bruins would have went home, not too far, just jump in a cab and go across town, and the Hurricanes would have left with like, yeah, you know, we having champagne on the train, bus, or plane, or however they were getting back. Well, that basically was let me throw this in here also. The Players' Championship, which happened at 2 o'clock, which I was checking in on from time to time, because the world's greatest golfer has come back from a knee injury, Tiger Woods, made a strong run at the end, and a young man by the name of Henrik Stenson had won the TPC at Sawgrass. I played that on the video games in the golf, yes. No, I played the TPC Sawgrass because they've had other video games besides the Tiger Woods game prior to Tiger Woods, which had all the courses. I've done that, so that was pretty cool. So that was my sports viewing Sunday on Mother's Day, and I hope you guys had a good one. This is Mr. Batch.
Yeah. You want the truth? Can you handle the truth? Yeah. I'm about to give it to you, living proof. Yeah. No doubt when I'm talking